All right, everybody, welcome back to another episode of Let's Connect Now. We are really excited because this episode is brought to you by the LA Latino Chamber of Commerce. And we are going to be doing a lot more things with them and bringing a lot more guests and interesting guests. I mean, we started interviewing our guests off the camera, and we had to stop because we're having such a great time.
You know what? I'm very fascinated by that side of his story because it's just pretty awesome to see.
Yes.
I think I've given him a lot of kudos already. So, but we're definitely super excited to have the president of Shell Roofing Solutions, Mr. Rudy Gutierrez.
Yes, Rudy Gutierrez, welcome to the show, man. Really appreciate it. You're a very interesting man. I'm loving our topics.
That's an exciting life.
Very exciting.
Very means that I'm an older guy.
No, you're still young.
Yeah.
You're still young.
Thank you. I am.
Yes. We're all still young.
Yeah, very young.
Yeah.
So we off camera we were talking about some of the things that you love to do and the things that you're involved in. But we brought you here because we want to find out more about you, and we will get into those stories too that we talked about and stuff. But Monica, what are some of the questions we have for Rudy today?
Yeah, so we're definitely going to touch a little bit on your business journey because I've had the pleasure of meeting you a couple times at a couple of events that the LA Latino Chamber has put together, which have been great. And I think they were like little bits and pieces of a couple questions that we asked you. And then finally today I'm like, wow, today I've found out so much stuff about you that I'm really, I can't wait to hear more.
Yeah, it was more like real quick interviews with you, pass by. Oh, hey, you met Rudy? Yeah, hi, Rudy. Nice to see you again. But now we get to know Rudy.
Yes. So definitely, one of the things that, that we definitely want to ask you is about your business journey. You are the president of this, awesome company. So can you tell us a little bit more about your business and how you got started?
Yeah, thank you for having me here this morning.
Of course.
It's a pleasure, obviously, to expand some, on my journey and just provide some perspective, I guess. I appreciate the Los Angeles Latino Chamber of Commerce for putting us together.
Yes.
Certainly, it's been an amazing journey with the Latino Chamber of Commerce. They've helped us create identity for our company. But regarding my journey, I started construction when I was about 15 years old. It was a tough time in the 70s for family members or families that had businesses. Certainly, my father had businesses. And the economy was in poor shape back then. So I found the opportunity to get a part-time job at a construction company that was owned by a family member and exposed me to construction. And on my second day, I swore that I would never, ever, ever, ever be involved in construction, let alone in roofing. And I would go to school and get an education and follow a different path. I still worked in construction. I still did my job. It was a summer job. So anyway, that continued on. Fast forward, I did go to school. I did receive an amazing education. I have never left construction, and now I'm involved in roofing. So, I honed my skills in that area. I used to work in a very unique industry in construction. I used to work in the entertainment industry, building sets. So I honed my skills in set construction. In the construction, it was still reading blueprints, and you would build it to spec.
Right.
Yeah, you start to build houses in little cities in there sometimes. Yeah.
Still specifications. You go off the blueprints. So I learned all of those things. And at the same time, going to school, project management, then after that, business and so forth. So I honed my skills. I finished my education. I left the entertainment industry and opened my own company, building sets. And then a global company came knocking at my door, and it was always a dream of mine to go and do business all over the United States, all over the world. So I interviewed with them. I took a job at a starting level and worked my way through and became an executive with the company. I took a product of theirs that wasn't performing very well, doing about $300,000 a year nationally. And when I resigned, we were doing over $4 billion a year.
Oh, wow.
We built 11 manufacturing facilities around that product and 7 supporting manufacturing companies around that product, which today the whole industry has adopted that product in the construction industry. And it does, I think, over $140 billion a year.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Worldwide.
That's amazing.
So it was, I honed my skills in what I do, and specifically in roofing and waterproofing. I often say that I graduated from this company with a doctorate in waterproofing and roofing. So I launched a company at the top of my career. I resigned my position in 2008 at the peak of the recession.
Oh, wow,
Perfect
yeah.
time to start a construction company. But I had a strategy. I developed a strategy. I developed a business plan. I sent it out to my mentors around the country. Some said, with very choice words that I wouldn't repeat, but kind of like, you're crazy. And a lot of them came back and said, this is a great plan. I may even use it in my own company. So therefore, I found the right partnership. My brother was involved in construction at the time, and I took him in as a partner. We had the opportunity to bring in one of the most respected estimators in our industry, and I brought him in as well to be the director of estimating for our company. Wow. So from the dinner table in 2008, we worked really hard. We exercised that strategy, go-to-market strategy, which was built around energy efficiency. And it resonated with large-scale facility managers, with owners of advanced manufacturing, particularly in aerospace and cold storage facilities, like climate control facilities. So the strategy worked. What we found ourselves at within a year and a half, we went from zero to about $1.5 million company.
Wow.
Shortly after that, we took it to a whole different level, and we became a multi-million-dollar business.
Wow.
And we've grown that business in very specific areas of our market. Not overdoing it, because the first year was quite an experiment where you needed money to build that job, and you didn't have the money, and nobody wanted to lend you any money. We were too young. We didn't have the trajectory that we now have. We didn't have leverage. Once we achieve that level of leverage, we can leverage that against any bank. They're knocking at our door, But so yeah, that's what happened. We became a nice niche business. We are perceived. Our brand is recognized as one of the top design build roofing companies in the U.S. We're actually voted the top 100 companies in the U.S. for design build.
Wow.
So we're pretty honored about that. Our guys do really great work. It has nothing to do with me. I mean, I could put the number together and I could go out and sell it, but our guys get to build it. And that's craftsmanship. I really look at our projects as like works of art.
Oh, they are.
I do.
Yes.
Oh, absolutely.
Roofing, that's not. When I drive by places and I see those guys on the roof and they're just tearing it up, I'm like, wow, that's work right there.
And that's
work.
hard work too.
Yes.
It is. Although, the type of materials that we use are lighter, they're energy efficient.
Okay.
It's not your typical back in the day hot asphalt, very.
Yeah, because you got to see things evolve.
Yeah.
From back then to now, like you were
Yes.
saying.
And we took the best technologies and applied them into our company. We took practices and applied them into our company. We have robots on the roof.
What?
Fusing membranes together.
Wow.
We don't use any asphalt. We don't use flames. We use sustainable roofing materials that last 2 or 3 times longer than most asphalt-based roofing products. So we took the best practices from all over the U.S. and applied them to our strategy.
I like that.
Wow, that's pretty amazing.
It is amazing. And I love the fact because as you were sharing, one of the things that stood out to me was, mentors. You said I call my mentors because I do that a lot. I share with her, like, I'll come back with an idea and I was like, today I talked to some of my mentors that I talked to, and it's just amazing. Do you, where you're at now, do you still have those mentors in your life that you go to?
Absolutely. You're never above anything. There's always something to learn. A very influential investment banker made a comment that resonated with me when I was a young kid. You got to learn something every day, and certainly use my mentors to, if that idea comes to me and I want to expand on that idea, I send out that, I articulate it, sometimes in writing or sometimes just pick it up on the, pick up the phone and say, hey, I got this idea. I think I want to dive into it, and this is how I'm going to do it. And I'm telling you, I come with a lot of stuff, and a lot of stuff is not practical, so it dies. Mm-hmm. But the good things, because I receive excellent guidance, those ideas take off. And including what we do with like our marketing. One of my friends does the same type of marketing I do, and he invests a lot of money in that marketing. I went to him. I met him somewhere around the United States and told him what I was about to do and told me what to do and how to do it. I came back and I did exactly what he said. And we're involved in that.
And you're involved in it. Yeah, I love it. Wow.
That's pretty awesome. So do you feel like now at the stage that you're at in life and with your company and everything that you have done, that you could be that, or maybe you are that mentor to other people that are pursuing their entrepreneurship career?
So that's an excellent question, because I do like to share. I'm not afraid of sharing any of our strategy. If you can articulate our strategy to your clients, great, go do it. Mm-hmm. I show them what our strategy looks like. I'm not afraid to share with our colleagues, our competitors. So through our association, I sit on the board of directors for the National Roofing Contractors Association, and they've connected me to higher learning. So I am a speaker at Clemson University for construction and engineering. I'm also a speaker at Cal Poly, San Luis Obispo, Arizona State University, on design and engineering of my craft, right, which is roofing and waterproofing, but also on building and sustaining a business, because sometimes you can build something, but sustaining it is really where the magic is.
Yes.
Right? Yes. And a lot of my friends around the world, around the country, are being challenged right now with economic impact. So it's that well placed company with a solid strategy, with multiple areas or legs of business. Those companies don't see that impact as much. You can build something else around your other services, right? So a well-diversified business is what I speak on. So I'm very fortunate to be a guest lecturer for higher learning. And then for nonprofit organizations where you mentor young talent, these young entrepreneurs that they come up with some amazing ideas. I feel like them. Even now, I launched the company 2 years ago. Yeah, a little bit over 2 years ago, at a whole different level than what I do here. I launched an international joint venture company for nearshoring, bringing manufacturing closer to the end user, which is the United States, the consumer. And Mexico, Latin America became an amazing opportunity for us. And so I launched the company, but it was born out of that I had an idea, and I was traveling, couldn't sleep, got out of bed, went downstairs to the coffee shop, and I wrote it out, on a pad. And the next morning, I presented it to my wife and said, "Look at what I'm going to do."
You had like a Jerry Maguire moment.
Yeah, yeah. And same thing with our roofing company. I put together this business plan. First, I tested it with my boss, my wife, and then a few friends, and then the mentors, and then the launch happened very quickly.
Wow.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Wow. So she must be one of your very great, one of your greatest supporters.
She is very honest about things, and there are some ideas that are just not good ideas. Okay? So
She's honest.
She's very forward about that. But imagine the courage that it takes for her. We have 4 kids, and back in the day when we started our company, I was at a top-level executive traveling the world. There was an income, a stable income.
Right.
And I came to her and I said, "This is what I want to do. This is what the plan looks like. This is what the strategy looks like. This is what I'm going to probably do, but I need you to be on board with it." Mm-hmm. She heard my plan. She loved it. And she said, let's go do it.
Wow. That's
so
wonderful.
imagine the courage that it took for her to and I forgot to add that, and by the way, so I'm going to launch this with very minimum investment. But when it takes off, I need our life savings. So very quickly, I don't know, 2-3 months into it, I came back and I said, I need to invest like what we have in the bank, like right now. We have projects that are pending, and our return is going to be...
Right, because you had to show proof.
Yeah,
you
that's
had to
why.
show proof.
And without reservations, she said, absolutely, you should go do it. And so imagine doing that. I even borrowed a truck to go do our first job.
Wow.
Now I have a fleet of trucks. And that was so much fun back then, putting it all together. Wow, it was just an amazing time in my life.
I think that's always the fun part of it.
Yeah,
I think that's always the fun part. We said that too. Yeah. You said something that's key. That is key, because we said that not too long ago when we were doing Hispanic Heritage. The fun part is putting it all together, but then we're like, oh, now we gotta do it. Like, oh man, the fun part was putting it together and all the stuff and the things you have to go through just to put it together. And so yeah, I can see that. I think is that what still drives you today? Is like getting on a project that you know is gonna take some time, some difficulties, and you're like, I like this. I miss this drive.
Yes, all of that. To use your skill set, especially when it comes to renovation, right? You want the building to perform better, achieve some savings through energy efficiency, expand the life cycle of the building. So all those things mean a lot in building design and construction. So when you can put your knowledge to affect, and the trust that people have in you, that you're going to affect the building, it's powerful. I can't describe it. I mean, for me, it's a powerful thing. Yeah. I recall we were called to a building where it was a .com company, right? You order stuff online. Yeah. And for women's apparel, and people would, obviously pick and pack the boxes and send them out. Mm-hmm. Well, during the summertime, after, at a 100-degree day, inside the facility, it was like 132 degrees.
Oh, my goodness.
Think about that, right?
Yeah.
So people were getting sick because of heat internally. And so we walked in there to do an investigation about how do we lower the heat internally. we have expertise in that area. So, but I felt bad for all those people working inside.
Yeah.
Right. So
You got to stay hydrated.
yeah, they did have hydration stations throughout, but they couldn't keep up. It was just too hot. And then if you had to go to the pick a
Oh,
level,
that's probably even worse.
it was bad.
Heat
It was
rises.
really bad.
Yeah, heat rises. Oh
And-
my god.
So we put this roof on. It's an energy efficient roof. We deflected about 90% of the heat off the roof, and then it changed the physics of the roof from absorbing heat and transferring it inside and heating the air inside to not absorbing most of that heat, and then reducing the heat temperatures, the air temperatures inside to about, on a 100-degree day, it was about 75 inside,
Wow, that's
right?
Whoa.
So that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
The coolest thing was somebody came to my partner, my business partner, my brother. A lady came to him and hugged him. She said, "Thank you for the air conditioning." We didn't tell her that we didn't install any air
They
conditioning.
thought you said still an air
We put
conditioner.
a energy efficient roofing system and lowered the temperatures inside.
Now they're like, Rudy, during the winter, it's really cold in here.
Well, that's actually that's a great comment. So we had to add insulation, right, to keep the heat internally from escaping out. And the type of roofing membranes that we use can act as a barrier, air barrier. See, now we're getting technical. I love this part.
Oh, this is interesting.
Yeah,
This is
it
very
So
interesting.
it acts as an air barrier, so it doesn't allow the internal temperatures to escape. So that makes it so during the winter months, it can become very comfortable inside.
Wow.
that's pretty.
That is
awesome.
high tech.
It is. It's
That sounds like a very proud moment for you.
We saved the marriage too. Because of it. There was a chocolate company in Azusa, and they spent like us. They spent most of their savings on new equipment to keep the chocolate cool, under 70 degrees, and actually under 67 degrees. And they couldn't get it to that temperature during the summer months, and clients were sending back product, and so they were like in trouble. The husband and wife were arguing back and forth. The money had already been spent, and then their facility manager, talked about us and what we can do to reduce temperatures inside. And so, if you can imagine that meeting, the husband was like, "Whatever you can do to help, please let us know." The wife was sitting away from us, going like, "These knuckleheads don't know what they're talking about." Right? Anyway, we got the job. We installed a energy efficient roof, and before when we were getting past the production area, they had a big thermometer on the wall, and it starts dropping, right? And it dropped under 70 degrees, and then it went to 65 degrees, and they were celebrating and said, "Now we became the ladies' best friends." Yeah, so we saved their marriage.
We saved their
Yeah,
marriage.
no, absolutely. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, no, thank you so much for sharing these stories, because now I'm a lot more interested in so much more, because it's like, because there's just certain things that we don't even know that exist, about the kind of work that people do behind the scenes, or what their company, does, and all the great things that all the things that you're sharing. I'm just like, whoa.
No,
we're
it's
in a hurry.
it's amazing. Like you see a roof, and now I'm gonna look at it differently, because you're gonna now the little things that you share with me, I'm gonna be like, oh my god, I wonder. It is things that are going in my mind where now of why my roof is a certain way, why they use certain things and stuff. Even for that, I'm probably gonna go home and look at my roof in my house. And like, okay, why?
I'm gonna go to the mall and say, we know who did this.
Montclair.
Yeah.
I actually worked on this mall on a portion of it. We did a energy efficient roof on this mall.
Oh, really? It's still very hot in the middle.
You know what, Rudy? We're gonna have to have you come back. Right here, it's really hot. No,
That's because of the atrium.
it's all glass right there. So
That's
yeah,
why.
Yeah. It just comes through, and then it's a mess. It's a mess, guys. It's a mess. No.
No, but thank you so much for sharing your beautiful journey. Sounds like, just some pretty fascinating stuff. And I
Yeah.
love it when people are passionate about what they do. I don't know, it just drives me. And I'm just like, you know what? Yeah, I'm not alone in this world.
No, yeah, definitely, and especially seeing as a very successful, Latino. You know, what I mean, like, it's amazing. It's very. I love it. Cause those are the type of people we always want to surround ourselves with. Is the individuals like yourself who are successful, and like you said, you like to give back and share those type of things, and like you said, business, nonprofits. We're a nonprofit, so those are the type of things we like to pick your brain and find out more, because we talked about the other day, it's all about having a system in play, a strategy. We can't just aimlessly and continue to think that our business is going to grow or what we're doing is going to grow if we don't have a structure, a strategy in place. Those are big.
You're absolutely right. We set goals every year at our company, and I'm glad you brought that particular part up, because our very first forecast meeting, right, which happens in December, it was just my partner and I. Man, I showed up in a suit.
I love it.
I really love it.
Yeah.
I know.
And I said, we're going to have a forecast meeting. And he's looking at me like... But I set the tone.
Yeah.
And every meeting is like that. And we host it at beautiful centers now. And we invite even for our friends in the industry, and we invite them to sit in. And they go back to their business and say, we probably need to start planning this way. Now, obviously, that wasn't something that I came up with. That's how I grew up in the industry. Working for a global company, that's how they behaved. And when we grew the business, imagine there were 17,000 employees where I used to work.
Oh, wow.
And 1,000 people would gather, and you would put out your forecast. And you had 1,000 people saying, some, okay, some not okay, and some were great. So we did the same thing. I did the same thing, and we still behave that way.
I love it.
Every end of the year, I start working on it in September. It'll be done by now. And then in December, we have a team gathering, and we put out our forecast. This is what we're going to do. And we're going to go after it hard, and this is how we're going to have it. This is how it's going to happen.
I love it. That's what she told me on Monday. She's like, why y'all dressed up? Like, because we're going to work. I go, I'm dressed up.
It's because he reads books, and then once he takes all the information from there and then brings it to me, I'm just like... Okay. But I have to accept it, because I love it when someone's passionate about what they want to do and they're serious, and they take it very serious, and that just sets a tone for for a lot of things that we want to do moving forward. So thank you for that.
No, I love it, because he said it was just him and his business partner, and he went dressed up. I like that, because you were showing in the book, we're reading Atomic Habit.
Okay.
We're reading that book right now. So, and it talks about that. Most people want the outcome first, and then you got to move in who you want to be now. So you said, I want to be dressed like this. I want to do this. So I'm going to come in like that. That's how you identify as. And that's how we have to be. We have to be now as who we identify as, what we want to be, and then create the process, and we'll see the outcome of it. And that's what it's about.
Absolutely. When we set the tone for our team, and our team gets behind it, we open doors, and the passion is there, obviously. I'm a nutcase about roofing. I am.
You have to be. It's an interesting industry.
I think you said, it is a tough industry, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's laborious. It's arduous. The design part and the engineering part is so much fun. Like, walking into a place and you're going to change the environment, the climate internally. You're going to lead that owner to the next phase, which probably be to install solar or something else. And that's exciting to leave that building. And, when I drive with our kids, now they're older, but when I drive with them, I'm like, I did that building and I did that building.
Yeah.
And we did this to it and this is what happened. So the inventory is there. But, and then behind the scenes and you guys know this because you're going through it in your own business, I'm sure. Otherwise, you wouldn't have this amazing space, by the way. Nobody sees the 14 to 16 hours a day that you put behind the desk. You go home, you check in with the family, have some dinner, go to your office at home, and you continue working. And then the next day you get up at whatever time you choose to get up. For me, I'm in construction, so 5:30 is kind of how things work for me. Hit the office and get at it, and then go visit clients and do that cycle. That's how it happens. It's about persistence. It's about pushing your strategy.
That's right.
And seeing it through, and pivoting when you need to.
Right. Right.
Yeah,
No, it's very true, because being an entrepreneur, you're 24/7.
Yes.
Yep.
24/7. Even if you do decide to be on vacation, you're still thinking about work. You're still thinking about what you want to do, and new ideas are coming to your mind, and you're saying this, and this is what I want to share with this person, but you're holding back from calling them because you're on vacation. But yet he calls me and starts telling me about what he's doing, and I'm just like, okay, wait a minute, I'm on vacation today, but technically you're not.
You're not.
Your mind is just going and going and going, and that's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
And I think with everything that you are sharing, no, definitely a great example to other people who sometimes give up. They give up too soon, and then they live with regret.
right.
And that's one of the hardest things, I think, to live with. And so you have to just see it through. Even if you're going through hard times, just see it through and keep pushing through, and do call your mentors and share your idea with other people. I mean, not everybody has the same perspective about what we're doing, because they don't want to see you fail. I think it's not so much that they don't want you to do it, they just don't want to get that other concept. Yeah, I should have listened to you. But it's okay, even if you do that, right? Even if you do call them and say, hey, this didn't work out, it's okay too, because you have a support system. And I think that's what I love about the things that you do and the things that we've been doing.
Yeah.
And so thank you for sharing that. I feel more inspired now. I don't know why. I just really
I'm really enjoying this topic very much. I'm loving this. I'm really
I mean, obviously, thank you for leading me into this. Yeah, even our mentors, my mentors in particular, when things don't work, but they ask those questions like, hey, did you pivot? Did you try this? Did you try that? It's not that they're telling you, see, I told you it wouldn't work, right? They know that you, as a business owner, have to be bold, and you have to take chances. And you guys take your chance in developing this amazing platform. We're bold, and bold by design. That's and I think if we wouldn't have those failures, I mean, we wouldn't be as successful as we've been. Behind the shell roofing, behind my other companies, trust me, there's plenty of embarrassing failures and lots of money spent. But they're my best. It was my best way to learn. So I do have failures like any business person does, but they've been my best way to learn. It's been my most successful.
Yeah, teaching moments for sure.
Teaching moments.
Yeah, that's what I tell. That's what I tell other people. Failures is not that you failed. You failed, and it's something for you to beat yourself up about. Take it as a learning experience and learn from it. And hey, you might have many more, but keep going. Because those are teaching moments for all of us. I told my kids the same thing. If that's what you want to do, are you sure you want to be a chef? Okay, well then go and do it. And now they're doing amazing things in the kitchen. And it's like you just have to believe. You just have to believe in what you love and pursue your dreams and look at, and then we'll be sharing the story like you are sharing today. It's amazing. So thank you for that. And I know too, I'm going to just jump right into it. Earlier when you came in, we jumped into a project that you were very involved in, which was the Ronald McDonald House roofing project, and you were sharing about that. So can you share a little bit more about that and that journey?
Yeah, sure. So the National Roofing Contractors Association, we at one of our gatherings, our annual gatherings, several years back, invited one of the representatives from the Ronald McDonald House Charities, the national representative, to the meeting, and they talked about all the needs they had in all of their homes, and from building needs, right? From windows to doors to electrical to plumbing and then roofing. Roofing is a pretty expensive part of a building, so what we decided at our annual gathering was to all of my colleagues, we adopted all of the Ronald McDonald House facilities around the country, and I believe some internationally as well. And I, as a young kid in college, putting myself through college, a starving student, I worked at the first Ronald McDonald House in Los Angeles as a kid.
Oh.
And so it was pretty amazing to like circle back. So we adopted the Los Angeles facility, we adopted Loma Linda, and then we adopted Long Beach facility as well as the Ronald McDonald Camp. Camp is a super amazing place where families can go and just kind of, decompress a little bit. They have 44 cabins out there.
Oh, wow. I didn't know about this.
So we maintain the roofs on all of those buildings, and at times we replace them. So a few weeks ago, we put in we did a roof restoration, put in an energy efficient roofing system at the Ronald McDonald House in Long Beach, and repaired a bunch of stuff relating to the roof. So, imagine that with our craft that we get to keep, they don't have to use the budget for the roof, right? And then we get to keep families that these families are not there because they're vacationing, okay? They're going through some tough times. So, we get to keep them safe and dry during their toughest moments.
Yeah. No, that's amazing.
That's
I didn't know about all that stuff. What's Ronald McDonald?
It's been an amazing project for us. We've saved them. Well, my colleagues around the country have saved them millions of dollars. I've donated multiple projects to the Ronald McDonald, and then we've repaired the facilities that I am involved with. We've repaired their roofs, maintained their roofs. Once a year, we go up there. We do a parking lot picnic, and then my guys get out there and they knock it out of the park and get the roofs going. And it's a great experience. It's we're fortunate to be in a position that we can give back to our communities.
Yeah.
That we do really well around our communities as a business.
Right.
So to give back is just part of our responsibility, I believe. And it doesn't have to be at our level, by the way. It could be at whatever level. You could feed somebody. You could give them a jacket. You can do whatever, as long as it comes from the right place. We help 4 to 5 families a year with brand new roofs. Now, you're never going to see those families on blast. We're not going to ever put them on blast on our website or our social media. They're already going through tough times.
Yeah.
So
yeah, they don't want to be.
We don't put them on, but we do provide them with a dry roof that they don't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
They can spend the money somewhere else. Last year we did a really important project in Pomona where we helped a veteran family, an Army veteran family. Husband and wife, they were veterans in the Army. The husband had a very severe stroke. So she called a friend that said, "Do you know anybody that can help us with the roof? It's leaking everywhere. But I would just want to keep my husband's room dry." So we went up there, and my guys took a look at it, and she told them, "All I want is my husband's room dry, and I can't afford anything." So they're like, they told me, "Rudy, this roof is in really bad shape. We're even afraid to walk up on it.
Oh,
It's
wow.
bad. Everything is bad up there." But the lady doesn't have any money. So I called a few friends. I interviewed the lady a little bit just to find out a little bit about her. And yeah, she was using her life savings and both of their retirements to keep him alive. So I called a few favors, called a few friends, and I got involved with Habitat for Humanity. So we put the roof on. Habitat for Humanity came out and painted the house and did some landscaping, and so then now that she didn't have to worry about
That's amazing.
that.
Wow.
Oh, thank you so much for that.
Wow,
Yeah,
yeah.
my brother has worked for what is it?
Habitat for
Habitat for Humanity
Yeah.
in Nebraska.
Oh wow!
Yeah, and so he's been doing that. Then he came here and was doing that here as well, and now his son is working for them, and they've done some pretty amazing stuff.
They
So,
have. We've been
yeah.
involved with several of the Orange County and the Pomona and Inland Valley Habitat for Humanity. We've done some really important projects.
Yeah.
But like I said, we keep our ear to the ground. We have people maybe like you that say, you know what, this person really needs your help. And below the radar, we will do all this stuff and get the right people involved and hopefully help out in a certain way.
And that's what it's all about, under the radar, helping people out. And that's why you're successful, because you're
give back.
you're continue to give back. And when you give back, it's just the law. Whether you believe in the Lord, you don't, or whatever, but it's the law. You give and it comes back to you tenfold. Tenfold, and that's what it's about. It's just giving, and yeah, and when we have it in our power to give, why not? Why not give back to somebody and meet that need and stuff? And I can see why you're speaking in a lot of colleges and stuff, because you have so much to give and stuff. And you also sit you are vice chair of the Los Angeles Latino Chamber of Commerce as well.
I am. I'm very honored. Our chairman, Daryl Salceda, came to me a few years back and asked me to become a board member, and I did. The Latino Chamber of Commerce gave us such identity many years back. We found our bankers, we found legal services, when we didn't know things, what we needed to learn about our business. We went to workshops. So we were engaged, and at an early stage of our company with the chamber. When the chairman came and asked me if I would be on the board, I contemplated whether to find the space to do it, and I did. And from then, I was able to create impact, and then ultimately. My colleagues on the board, they saw something and made a recommendation that I would become vice chairman. So I co-chair as vice chairman.
Okay.
My counterpart, Doreen Dominguez, an amazing CEO of Vanner. We both are vice chairman, and we both. We keep things in check. Yeah. But the chamber is so impactful to so many people. Last night I was at an event. It's called the Ronald W. Lewis Entrepreneur Center. And they were having the Spirit of Entrepreneur Awards. And this young man, he's young to me, but young man came and told our chairman Daryl Salceda, that he met him many years back, and he was out of a job. He had been fired by a premier bank, and but he came to a gathering where he happened to be, told him, I'm looking for something. I don't know what, but I have a bunch of ideas. He articulated some ideas, and Daryl and a few other people there came back with some suggestions. He put them to work, and yesterday he shared that this business is a successful business.
Wow.
So
wow.
You never know who's going to give you that
never know.
nugget,
Yes.
right? That you go back with, and then just build it.
Wow.
You build it from there. You're bold. You make an impact. And yes, he shared this amazing opportunity for the chamber.
Yeah,
Wow.
no, that's wonderful. So, so from what I understand too, you were part of the whole vetting committee for the Listo portal. Can you share a little bit about that?
Yeah, we're really excited. It's that took a lot of work. The chairman put in a lot of time on this, and those involved as well. What we wanted to do is have a portal where you can register projects if you're in construction or other types of projects for bidding, and from there you had vetted companies ready, business ready companies that the chamber recommends. And you're in that portal, right? In my case, I'm in roofing. So you look up roofing, and Shell Roofing comes up.
That's right. Yeah.
With some of our history and capabilities. So Listo offers that, and launched it last at our business expo.
That's right.
And we registered companies there on site, and we've added companies, but this is a very calculated area of the chamber, where this space offers companies the opportunity to go look at projects that you can go bid, and the not only have the projects been vetted, but we have been vetted as well to make sure that we're ready, that we can do that job, and we have leveraged that with healthcare, with higher learning, with certain institutions, and they're very excited about that. And even retail, actually, large-scale retail. So I encourage that those that might listen to this, go online and visit the Latino Chamber of Commerce website, look at what Listo is, and then obviously see if it's a fit for your company.
All right.
Whenever you become a member of anything, associations or chambers of commerce, and then you say, you know what, I didn't get anything out of it. When you don't dig, when you don't ask, when you're not involved,
Right.
you're certainly not going to get anything out of it.
Correct.
And same thing in your business. You can't just open the doors to your business and go sit on your desk and wait for people to flock in.
Oh my God, yes, absolutely.
And many people do that.
Yes.
That's a huge part of business startups. And then the treatment of your clients, and then how, if you don't have an organic strategy, growing your business organically, bringing back a client over and over and over again, and then a follow-up, and then follow up more. If you don't have that strategy, it's not going to be as successful, or you might not even be able to sustain your business.
Sure.
We like that organic growth. At our age in our company, we're almost 20 years old. We have return clients, large-scale properties that we installed back in the day that we're now starting to plan again for the next 20, 25-year
Oh, that's wonderful.
roofing projects, right?
Wow.
So we love that organic growth. We like to give businesses options. We have 5 different legs of business in our company. The way we keep our clients close to us is service and maintenance, or maintenance and repair. Because no matter if the roof is brand new, you're still going to need some maintenance behind it. But that's organic growth. That's keeping the client close to us, and we keep that relationship alive. Same thing for any business. You keep it alive somehow. But if you expect to open the doors and they're going to flock in,
No,
It's
that's
not
just
gonna
not going to
that's
happen.
not going to happen.
No, it's all about relationships. Relationships are very, very important, and that's one thing that I learned in doing this for the past almost 18 years. It's just those relationships of the people that keep coming back and saying, "Hey, 5 years ago you helped me with this project," and now they're sharing something with you, and that's a wonderful feeling to know that you're being thought of from something that you just contributed even a little bit, and that's what I'm proud of. And if there's anything that holds me back from just saying, okay, I'm retired, because my husband's retired. He's older than I am, but it's what I do on every day. Is what I do every day. The people I talk to, the people that we have relationships with, and that still need us, and it's a great feeling, just to see that.
Yeah, I tell
to
you.
have
Okay,
that.
we have retire on this platform. I told her I'm gonna. I said it last time on the podcast. I go, I want to be able to be doing this until the day I die, even if I'm like, hey, Rudy, so how you? Man, he did what he died doing what he loved to do, you know?
Yeah.
And that's what it's about, because I don't look at this as retiring. We really want to help businesses. You know, we really want to be able to make this a platform that businesses, that not just businesses, but consumers get to know you more about Shell and the person behind it, you know, because they just see a business. They just see that's a company, that's a multi-million-dollar company. But, you know, but who's Rudy? And I think today people getting to know you and they still haven't got to know that you love race cars and stuff. So, man, that's a whole
new show.
Woo, man,
I am a nutcase for motorsports, and we've been able to leverage that passion into marketing.
Amazing passion. Oh, my God.
We're involved with Harley Davidson Racing. We're involved with super trucks, with Pro Stock NASCAR, and then NHRA, which has been an amazing ride.
Oh, my God. And now he personally invited us to the Long Beach neighborhood.
Yeah,
oh, my God.
yeah.
Woo, we got it on camera, guys. You heard it. So if you don't see us there, it's Rudy's fault. That's all.
No, the invitation's already been passed.
Yes.
And I expect you there. How's
Yes.
Thank you
Yes,
so much.
man.
And thank you for sharing all your journey, your story. I always, get up from this chair. Well, not always, but the majority of the time really inspired by the great work of people like yourself, especially, especially because you still make the time to help, like the LA Latino Chamber. They're great people. It's been a journey with them, and I think it's only going to get better. So thank you for all the great work that you do there as well. I mean, they were very excited to have you here today. They're sending us notes, and so it's great to see that. And so now I have some background for when I see you. I know what to talk to you about.
Yeah, now we're not just going to shake each other's hands.
I might
you're
just be
like,
picking
Rudy,
your brain.
yeah, what's up, man?
I know. So in closing, Rudy, what do you want listeners to take away from your journey as a business owner and community leader?
Well, my trajectory, it's been well designed, I believe, and so education opened the doors to the world to me. So if you're going to have a business of scale, no matter what it is, educate yourself in that business. Make sure that you have the passion for it, because passion will transcend. It will attract people to you.
That's right.
And then make sure that your business is scalable. What about if you do have some success and you need to scale that business? How do I do it? Surround yourself with great people. My dad gave me some great advice. He said, you better have a friend, an accountant friend. My accountant and I, our CPA and I, we have a love-hate relationship. It's okay.
Rudy, another car?
Yes. A great lawyer, a great banker, and a fantastic insurance broker. That team is going to be so important to you as you scale. And once you get to a point in your business, your trajectory, where you build that business and you build that respect, hopefully, give back. Give back. And it doesn't have to be at the level that, my friends give at a much higher level than I do, because they have companies of scale. My company is a company of scale, and we give back according to our plan. So I always go off plan, by the way. But you have. I think you have to give back. You have to elevate I hope that I elevate our industry. I hope that I am a responsible community member. I hope that we treat our clients as our partners, because they are. And our culture and our business, our team members. I don't have employees in my company, by the way. I have team members. And, those people have been with us for a long time. And, it's based on that culture.
Right.
Of being a great team or a solid team. Sometimes we're at each other, but that's just part of business.
Yeah.
Yes. It's growth.
And then ultimately, advancing. I go to seminars. The Latino Chamber of Commerce has hosted a seminar. We go to seminars. You never know. I pick up stuff. I was at a gala last night, the Spirit Awards of Entrepreneur, where I was a finalist, and I was inspired by a lot of the speakers and their trajectory, and I picked up a few things that, why not? I mean, I am going to use some of those things. So if I have to say that to those out there that are thinking of being bold by design, go do it. I'm no different than you are. Right. The only difference is that I already did it. And I'm continuing to be bold, and I'm going to continue to create impact. So that's my advice.
That's wonderful.
I love it.
That's wonderful advice for sure. I'm definitely going to write that. Be bold.
Yeah,
You have to be.
Yeah, we
you
have
guys
to be
are
bold.
bold. You're bold in your decisions to create this platform.
Oh, thank you.
What an amazing thing to do.
Thank you.
We are different, right?
Yeah.
We are different. Not that to take away from the 9 to 5s or the 6 to 3s or whatever. That is part of our team. But the person that launches that opportunity for them to be in that space,
That's right.
we're different. Either we're crazy or we're passionate.
I think we're both crazy. We're crazy passionate people.
Yes,
Yeah, because to do what we do, and yeah, because sometimes people don't understand us. As we understand each other as we share. Like, this I was going through this, and this. Other people think of it as we're complaining about our job, but no, we're just sharing. We're passionate about our job, and it's just gonna just come out of us, and some people might take it as the negative. Like I posted not too long ago on social media, and I said, sometimes I go home, and like you said, and I go home and I have my computer out, and my wife comes home, she wants to talk to me, but I'm like, hold on, I'm still kind of working, and someone put on there, you don't know how to prioritize your life, and it's like, I wasn't complaining.
Yeah.
I love what I do.
Yeah.
I'm just sharing, and my wife's seeing of like, she knows I'm passionate about it, because me going home and still continue, I don't complain about it. I love it.
Yeah.
I'm just.
My husband loves it.
Yeah, we're 24/7, right? You're 24/7. We're 24/7. We don't complain about it. We love it. We're just going to share with you our life, and they're looking at it as a problem.
Yeah.
We don't see it as a problem.
I like it because I go home and I share with him the videos that I did. And he's like, "You really want to hear my opinion?" Yes. You have a beautiful accent. But it's okay. Embrace it, and so we just talk about certain things, and he likes it. He watches every show. He's a project manager for a hospital, and so he I don't understand the way he talks about certain things that he talks about his, so I pretend that I listen to some of the stuff that he
Oh wow, he's getting Dave, you're finding out now.
Yeah.
But he understands
I get it,
mine. But it's kind of cool because he's like the perfect partner for me to be doing what I'm doing. So, but again, thank you so much. This has been a great experience for us having you here and all the great things that you're doing. And I just want to encourage you to keep going. We're just getting younger. We're just getting younger.
That's right.
And,
Getting younger in everything we do.
And there's just so many people that are definitely going to be inspired by this. So thank you so much, Rudy.
Well, thank you for the opportunity just to articulate thought, and just it was like having a conversation.
Yeah,
Right,
absolutely.
Shell Roofing Solutions Group is a beautiful company, built from passion, and hopefully it transcended in this brief moment that we spoke.
Yeah.
And I appreciate the opportunity, and certainly, the Latino Chamber of Commerce, they gave our company identity, and it's so important that if you're a business, go seek out your local association, as well as your trade association, as well as your Chamber of Commerce, and pick up those nuggets.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it. Well, thank you so much, and I don't think this is going to be the last time we're ever going to see you, especially on this show, because I do want to. She knows this. I want to create like a panel of discussion with men. The women always have that. You know what I mean? The women are right now rising above, but us men need to have those type of discussions. So I think, I'm picking my guys, and Rudy, you might be one of those guys, and we're all going to sit down, and have those raw talk about business,
Yeah.
manning up. and being men in our lives and stuff. But thank you, man. I really appreciate it, and just can't wait to see your logo right there on that screen. Shell Roofing. But no, any last words? We're good. Any last words? Anything else?
I think we asked him.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. He might want to say something else.
Okay.
Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure to speak with you.
Thank you too. So, everybody, thank you guys for tuning in. Really appreciate it. Don't forget, like, share, subscribe. We're on YouTube and Facebook. So we will see you all next week. Bye.
This episode is proudly brought to you by our sponsors who make this content possible. Thank you for your support. Thank you so much for watching Let's Connect Now. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. And if you want to be a sponsor, contact us today.